of aged care for older New Zealanders?
Question number 10, Dr Kennedy-Graham.
To the Minister for Climate Change Issues. Does he stand by his comment of 17 October 2012 that, quote, "We need to make sure that New Zealand continues to do its fair share alongside other countries to combat the effects of climate change"?
The Honourable Simon Bridges.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister for Climate Change Issues, yes, when my comment is taken in context and reported in full, what I said was we need to make sure that New Zealand continues to do its fair share alongside other countries to combat the effects of climate change while ensuring that the ETS doesn't have an unreasonable impact on businesses and households in this time of economic recovery.
Dr Kennedy-Graham.
While ensuring within the broader context that our scheme does not adversely impact on those sectors, will he still confirm that a binding obligation under a Kyoto II scheme with the European Union is doing our fair share better than a voluntary pledge primarily with non-Kyoto APEC countries?
The Honourable Simon Bridges.
On behalf of the Minister, yes. I think it's very important to understand that when we look around the world, New Zealand is the only country outside the EU to have a fully implemented ETS. Indeed, if you look at the major emitters in the world, the biggest 5 economies, in terms of China, EU, the USA, India and Russia, it's only the EU that has an ETS. So I think actually we are doing our fair share.
Point of order, Dr Kennedy-Graham.
Mr Speaker, I just want to get clarification from the Assistant Minister to make sure that he's answered the question, because, with respect, I was not talking about the current commitment period. My question was, will he confirm a binding obligation under a Kyoto II scheme post-December 2012?
I invite the member to repeat his question because the question was quite specific, I agree. Dr Kennedy-Graham.
Will he confirm that a binding obligation under a Kyoto II scheme post-December 2012, with the European Union is doing our fair share better than a voluntary pledge primarily with non-Kyoto APEC countries?
The Honourable Simon Bridges.
Minister, whilst I don't claim to understand the details of what we're doing CP2, my understanding is that decisions have yet to be made on that particular matter.
Dr Kennedy-Graham.
Why is the government still keeping its target for the post-Kyoto period 2013 to 20 from the New Zealand public, given that it's only 10 weeks away?
The Honourable Simon Bridges.
We're not keeping anything a secret. That seems to be the favourite words of the Greens at the moment. But the fact of the matter is we have not made decision. And under CP1, in fact, we are more than meeting our obligations.
Point of order, Dr Kennedy.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. I did not use the word secret. I said keeping it from the public.
Well, order. The Minister's answer was not unreasonable. Dr Kennedy-Graham, supplementary question.
Is the Minister embarrassed that New Zealand has failed to produce comparable emission reduction targets at this year's climate change meetings compared with European Union, 20% unconditional, Liechtenstein, 20% unconditional, Norway, 30% unconditional, Switzerland, 20% unconditional, earning us, by admission in the government's own briefing paper, a constant refrain from others asking for targets and earning daily fossil awards?
The Honourable Simon Bridges.
On behalf of the Minister, no. Under CP1, as I said, we're more than meeting our obligations. In fact, I'm proud of what we're doing. I think we're doing our fair share, and we provide global leadership on things such as the Global Research Alliance. We're providing real solutions to the issues of climate change.
Question. Point of order, Dr Kennedy-Graham.
Seek leave of the House to table 2 documents. The first is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs briefing paper for the August climate change meeting in Bangkok, which specifies what I quoted.
Leave us sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection.
Or the relevant page, perhaps. And secondly, the UN document dated 23 August 2012 for the same meeting, showing the current targets entered by Kyoto Protocol developed country parties, with New Zealand languishing near the bottom.
Leave us sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. I beg your pardon. There is objection. I beg your pardon. There was objection. There was objection to that second one. Question number 11, Mike Sabin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister of